Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we've had a request, and we've had like a 100, okay, maybe 200. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, okay, but we've had a lot of requests for a young man by the name of Shai Bolton. Come from Tigerland and moved over to Perth. Okay, now. The question is he a primo? Because you're not getting Shai Bolton as a cash cow, so you're going to get him as a primo. And is he a top 6 primo? Now, that's the question, the $2 million question just coming down. Now, I've built up a little team here, and there's a lot of Freo players here, okay, and as you can see, okay, and we have a lot of forwards here, a mixture of everything. Now, the reason I built the forwards here is to show you that is Shai Bolton. Now, we're going to try to predict, is he going to be in the top 6, okay? So, is he going to maybe pass Dylan Moore, okay, or Smith, okay? Maybe Smith is better than our boy Bolton, but just for now, let's put Bolton ahead of Smith, okay? Actually, there he is. Okay, now, Bolton priced at $416K. Okay, now that's a bargain. Okay, I think. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. So, the next question becomes, how much mid-time does Bolton get? Okay, now who's in that midfield? Okay, let's have a look now. We got Karab Sarong, we got Brayshaw, and we got Young. Okay, the 3 Jets. Okay, they're all there. Okay, now then we got the old fellas, okay? We got the grandpas here now. We got O'Meara and Fife, both the walking sticks. And then we got 2 youngsters, although I don't think Reed will play in there, so maybe take Reed out. And then we got Erasmus, could be a big sub-risk, but apparently been killing it in the 2, so we're going to find out, or in the pre-season or whatever. So, now he's got a bit of competition. So if we put Bolton over here, okay, let's sub Bolton out, I'd say he could be 4th in line or 5th in line or 6th in line. We're not sure. Okay, so he has a chance. But these 3 don't usually get out of that midfield. They're usually stuck glued in there. Okay, now, one thing I noticed at Freo, all right, and I'm just going to get rid of Dylan Moore for a second, all right. I'm going to put another Freo play in here because we're having a lot of Freos. We're having a Freo party tonight. So I'm going to put another, that's Geelong, or another player from Freo here. Who used to play in their midfield before their coach. The previous coach had him in the. I can't remember the name. Okay, now, and that is Walters. Okay, and now I recall Walters being. Is Walters 230k? He's very cheap too. So I recall Walters being a midfielder because I actually brought him in when he started playing midfield. It was a game against Richmond. I brought him in the week after. He went nuts, okay, for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it boosted my ranking. Actually got me into the top, whatever it was back then. So, now, in saying that, with our new coach, with the current coach, Walters has never played midfield. I've noticed that our current coach at Freo is not as adventurous as a Hardwick, okay? He doesn't usually play these forwards in the mid. He just has the regulars in the mid. Jago Mira can't even get in the mid, okay? He just is stuck on Fife, a Young, Sarong, and Brayshaw. He's just stuck there, glued to it. There's no combination. He doesn't mix it. So, Walters, I've never seen him in the midfield. We'll have a look soon. So, and Walters getting to that grandpa age as well, I have a feeling that our boy, Bolton, is going to replace Walters and have minimal midfield time. Okay, but that's my feelings right now. But anyway, let's move on with Bolton now. Now, Shai Bolton's best ever average was 96, okay, and that was in 2023, okay, and that year Richmond didn't do that well, okay, so I think it was bottom 8 or bottom, anyway, they didn't do that well that year, and he averaged 96. And last year, it was probably his worst year, averaging 77, but he didn't look interested last year. He looked bored, okay? Gave away 50s. He was just not participating. Now, the thing about Bolton, now, if you go to last year, all right, my mate, his name is Victor, okay, and he brought in Bolton, okay, after these games: 119, 133, 129. Now, my mate Victor was ranked number one in Australia. Okay, he was coming first, and he brought him in round 7, and then he couldn't. He just bombed out of the top 100. Bolton ruined his season. It was game over. Now, I'm not saying Bolton's going to do that for you guys. However, when Bolton is bored, okay, he's very bored. Okay, doesn't do much. You can see here, didn't crack 100 after the 3 big games. Now, the problem I see with Bolton, I'm going to show you. Actually, before I do show you that, okay, before I show you his problems, you can see here as well. Very inconsistent. He can have a big 152, have a big stretch, have a good week, okay, 152, 139, 120, then back to 77 or 151, followed by 56. So he can have some really big games, Bolton, especially when he gets their midfield minutes, and then have some stinkers, 50s, and then have a 95 and a 141 following it up. So he can go massive and do nothing. Now, this is what I'm going to show you. Let's go to 2023, his big year, his breakout year, okay? Mind you, he's always broken out, okay? Now, Bolton, we got Nank in the ruck. This is CBAs at Richmond, and we're at DFS Australia, the number one, our number one source of information. Now, we have in the midfield, okay? We have Taranto. We have Hopper when he's playing, okay? Sometimes he not play, okay? And we have Prestia when he plays, okay? Because sometimes he not play. And then we have Bolton, and then rest. And then we had Cochin when he was playing. So and then Dusty when he decided to play. So Richmond have a lot of older players, okay? So and a lot of injury-prone players like Hopper and Prestia. So Bolton was a consistent performer in that midfield, because Richmond's midfield was made up by half forwards and wingers. Okay, we actually didn't have any midfielders until Taranto came in. So even before Taranto and Hopper came in, if we go to 2022, Richmond's midfield, we had no midfield. Okay, we've got Cochin. He's a midfield, and Prestia when he's not injured. Okay, and the rest are made of bits and pieces. Okay, there's nothing. We've got Bolton, we've got Dusty, but they're forwards. They're not midfielders. So Shai Bolton ran through that midfield because we didn't have anybody. Okay, and he was electric, and actually suited him. He played the midfield really well. But the problem is, all right, now here's the problem with Shai Bolton. His midfield minutes, okay, now check them out. Even though we have no midfield, his midfield minutes are low because they want him in the forward line. Okay, he has some big games in the what's it called, in the forward line, like in the midfield, 74%. That's not bad. We're going to check out these scores now, okay, as a midfielder, Shai Bolton, and then we're going to look at Shai Bolton as the forward and check out those scores. Now, actually, before we do that, I want to go to Freo. Okay, last year. Now, who do you see in that midfield at Freo? Okay, you got Sarong and Brayshaw number 1 and 2. All right, then you got Young number 3. That's it. Okay, that's the 3 of them, and then they're locked in that midfield, and then you got Fife. Okay, and Fife comes. Maybe Fife drops out now, and our boy comes in. Okay, but then you got Matt Johnson a little bit, but there's nobody else. They don't use many players. Like if you took notice of how Richmond, they used a lot of players. Okay, if we go back to Richmond, 2024, they have a lot of players in that midfield. You can see it's all drips and drabs. Whereas at Freo, there's not many. They're only using the 3 main ones and 5. So 4 main midfielders. That's it. Now, in the preseason training, and that means nothing. Okay, but we've seen a lot of Bolton up forward. We didn't see much of him in the midfield. I mean, that's what the reports are suggesting. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Now, I'm not going to look at Shai Bolton's heat maps because we know what Shai Bolton does. Okay, he kicks goals. Okay, like for example, if he kicks a free goal bag and he only scored 52 points, and that's in the forward line, with 46% CBAs, free goal. Actually, sorry, it was 2 goals. He kicked 3 goals in this one, scored 79. 41%. Now, what I want to show you now, okay, and this is going to shock you, okay. I'm looking for CBAs at 40% or under at Richmond, right, through to 2021, because I think at Richmond, I mean, at Freo, Shai Bolton will get 40% or under. Okay, let's have a look at 40. So we've got 32, 27, 33. All right, 33, 22. This is what I'm expecting him to get. 34. He won't get these 75s unless there's injuries. All right. 36. Because Andrew Brayshaw can't play the way Bolton plays in the forward line. Okay, so Bolton is there as to kick goals. That's his job. Okay, they got the midfielders at Freo. They don't need a Bolton in the midfield. They need Bolton in the forward line. That's how I'm seeing it. So if we go further down, so we're looking for 40% or under, and we're going to go all the way down to 2021. Okay, now keep going. Even when we see a 40, we're going to click on it. Okay, so 31, he played a full game there. That's a 0%. Still scored an 80 that game. 39%, 13%. All right, 40%, 38%. We're still at 2021. Okay, keep going down. So 40% and under. And that's it. That's the end of 2021. He's averaging 80. Okay, that's his average. 80 at 19 games. At 40% or under CBAs, with 83% time on ground, and realistically, okay, and I want you to be realistic now, okay. Now, can you see Shai Bolton at Freo? Let's go back here, okay, back over here. Can we see Shai Bolton at Freo? Well, actually, before I even go there, let's just say last year was a bad year. Let's take last year out, okay. Let's take this out. Last year's stats out. Then his average actually drops more. It's at 77.5, so even last year was an excuse. So when it's 40% or under, it's around about 80. Now, if you go, let's go to AFL, and let's go to CBAs, back to Freo. Okay, now, we don't see any Walters here. There's no Walters. He's never featured in let's go 2023. Look for Walters in the middle. Nothing. No Walters. And look how many midfielders. Very minimal, okay? 2022. Is there any Walters there? Let's have a look. They've used the same midfielders all the time, okay? Very rarely they go out. Let's go even... Will Brodie can't get a game, okay, in the midfield. They don't want midfielders. They got enough, okay. Now, we go to 2020, and there's no Walters yet. Walters never gets a game in the midfield. They just put him as a forward. And where is Shai Bolton going to fit in here? That's what I'm saying. Is he going to have 50% CBAs like he did at Richmond? I can't see it. Now, we're going to go to our verdict here, okay, and I'm very going to choose my words carefully, okay, in my verdict. And when I say, is there value, I'm going to say yes for the value. Because at his price, it's not a bad price. Because if you look at Shai Bolton's previous prices, okay, his maximum prices, he started at 480K, this was 2023, okay, 480K, reach up to 550K, okay, so we're getting him for 400 and something K. So there's value. Actually reached 564K, 574K, nearly 600K he reached. Because he has these big scores in him. Okay, but the problem with Shai Bolton is that midfield minutes, because at Richmond he got it, okay? When he doesn't have it, he averaged 80, okay? So the question becomes, does he get those minutes? So let's just say, okay, value is yes, and his peak price being 570, all right, he's got about 160K worth of value there, okay? That's if we get Shai Bolton at his best, playing 50 to 60% midfield time. Points-wise, realistically, what do I think he's going to average? Okay, I think he's going to go at around about, say, 85. Okay, now 85 is not enough for to be a top 6 forward, because you have to keep one thing in mind now. I'm going to move over to Melbourne. Okay, I need some cash, so I have to delete some of these players now. Going to move over to Melbourne. And there's a boy by the name of Petrarca. He may get DPP, okay? It looks like he's going to play forward to start off with, okay? And so we may see Petrarca playing forward, and maybe towards the back half of the year, he could fire up in that forward line, then maybe go back to that midfield. However, if he plays forward, he's going to be forward eligible. Now, would you prefer to have a Petrarca or would you prefer to have a Bolton in that forward line? That's one question. Okay, now that's not all. Okay, there's more. What happens if, let's go to St Kilda, okay, and I'm just going to go into the rucks and put Marshall there. Marshall may get DPP into that forward line. Okay, now you may get Marshall there. Now, who do you prefer, Marshall, Petrarca, or Bolton? Now, if Marshall comes to the forward line, what are you gonna do with Bolton? I mean, you've already stacked up. You've got Smith in there. Okay, what are you gonna do with Smith? Okay, what about Rankin? When's he gonna come in? All right, let's put Smith in here. Okay, now Smith comes here. You got Caleb Daniel. You got the horny man here as well. He's very active right now. You got McRae there. You're not getting rid of him. Pooh's injured, but he won't be injured long, so he might come back. Which player are you going to put in here? Marshall, Petrarca, if they get DPP, okay. But if they do, where does Bolton fit in, okay? So, for me, going back to my notes, okay, 85 points is not enough, okay? So, keeper, no. Decision, no. Must have, no. Notes, pass, okay? You're going to see some big games from him. You're going to come back to me and say, look, Bolton scored 151 and you told me not to get him. I'm going to just say, calm it down, because he's going to do that, okay? That's what Bolton does, okay? Bolton's going to give you those 151s, but then he's going to back it up with a 77 and a 56. He does that, okay? He scores a 152, 92. I mean, he had a good run there, but doesn't do it all the time, because he can also do this. Very unpredictable. You might as well have a full forward. It does the same thing. Anyway, so that's my final evaluation and or summary on this young man, Bolton. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining. And remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.